Hi and welcome to another Type with me. Today I'm going to talk about Svelte, a new JavaScript framework that's really great. It's using a different kind of architecture than the other JavaScript front-end frameworks. So I'm really excited to show you how Svelte works and what you can do with it. So when we go to the website of Svelte, you will see that it has write less code, which is great, right? We don't like to create boilerplate code, so that's nice. No virtual DOM, so Svelte is using something else. It compiles your code to tiny framework-less vanilla JavaScript, so it doesn't ship the framework with the application. It's a tool that just spit out vanilla JavaScript, which is great, right? And it's truly reactive, no more complex state management libraries. Svelte brings reactivity to JavaScript itself. So let's start and use Svelte. So one of the things that we're going to do first is do npx get Svelte template. And then I'm going to do something like Svelte type with me. Great. Nice. So we have here our project, we have your source, and here our Svelte application. Of course, we need to have some kind of plugin, so it would be great to just have a plugin for Svelte, so we're going to install it. I really like Visual Studio Code in just saying, hey, I don't know the .svelte extension. I'm going to search for some kind of extension that will help us to give proper support for that. And now we have support for that. This is great, right? So we can now go to that folder. And we can start our application. So we can do something like yarn install to install our dependencies. And then we can do yarn run dev to start programming, right? But what we can see already is that we have here a script part, we have here a main part where our template lives, and we have here styles where we can just put some CSS styles, right? So if you're already familiar with Vue.js, you will see that it also uses kind of similar way to do things. But like, for example, here it's just using JavaScript. And when you expose some kind of property here with export let name, then you can use it here in your template. And then, of course, when we go to const app equals new app, we have here target document.body. That's where you're going to execute it and going to put our property name world to it, right? So when we do now yarn run dev, we can go to localhost 5000 and you will see that our application will run. So this is our application. You see here hello and then world, right? So let's change this to type with me, and then here we add another property, author, for example. I'm going to put my name into it. Of course, I'm going to save this, and then here we can have something like export let author can put some kind of HTML author and here we put something like author, right? So that's really great. So when we now go to our page, we see here hello, type with me and author, and then my name, Joris Hermans. Great, awesome. So something else that we can do is do something like this. Let source equals, and then we do image.gif, right? And then when we go to public, you will see that I have something like an image.gif, and then can do something like this, image source equals and our image should have an alt. So when we save this, so like you can see, we have a dancing GIF. So that's great, right? Awesome. So imagine that I want to do the following thing. I want to do this, right? I want to add some kind of HTML to my string of author. Well, you will see that this is not going to work, and we need to add something special for that. So you see it's not adding it in bold, right? So I need to add something special within Svelte. So I'm going to add here, add HTML tag, right? When we now go to take a look at it, you will see that it is in bold. So that's great, right? So now how are we going to work with buttons and with actions? Well, that's also very easy, right? So I'm going to add a button here, and we're gonna click on it, right? So I also need to add count, put it on 0. And then I need to add a function. So we're going to add a function, right? And then here I'm going to add an on-click. So, of course, this needs to be proper HTML. And then we have here our button. And like you see, we have here clicked 5 times, clicked 6 times, clicked 7 times. So that's how we are using functions within Svelte. So like you see, it's very, very easy to start with and to use certain things with Svelte as well. So another thing that's a little bit more advanced are computed states. So this is a computed state. So here we have our $sign, and then we have our computed state property doubled. So when we now do something like this, first going to add here a break, And of course we can do something like doubled. So when we execute this again, we have the following result. So when we do clicked, you will see that this works, right? And that's a computed state. So it's also very easy to use computed states. It's very short to write that computed state, right? So it's also something nice, in my opinion, from Svelte itself. You can also group reactive statements very easily in each other, like with an if statement, right? So if we save this, then we're gonna log count is dangerously high when it's higher than 10 or equals 10, right? Right, so now when I click on this and I go higher, you'll see count is dangerously high, and the count stays at 9, right? So last thing that I want to show is, for example, creating a new Svelte element. So something like this. Type.svelte, right? And then of course here we have our script. And we have our main. And then here we can have something like let type, but we do something like export let type. And then here we can do something like type. So it's now used. So we do something like type. Now we need to import it, but not nested, but type from type. But I also prefer that it's capital letter, so I'm going to change this to this. And of course we can use it, right? Awesome. Let's use it here. Type equals. Something like that. Here we have type, and here we have type. So when we're now going to look at the result, you will see that we have used another component, right? So that's really awesome. So I would already thank you for watching this, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to learn a little bit more about other frameworks, other programming languages within JavaScript, and so on. Every week we provide you with another video. And here you see that we have type 32, right? So when I'm going to inspect it, you will just see that he has used type here. It's used main and then type and then the content of it, right? Awesome. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.